From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's the week of Friday, July 29th, 2016, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by the Israel Tourism Board. If you've been thinking about your next travel adventure, Israel is inviting you to come experience the Holy Land for yourself. I'll tell you this, having been several times, as a Christian, I would say every Christian needs to go and experience Israel for themselves. They need to see it.
More than the Holy Land experience in Orlando?
That's going to give you a taste. It's an appetizer. The actual Israel is the entree.
Well, you better hurry because Holy Land is having garage sales. You know, they're selling everything.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh, huge losses this year. They're selling off a ton of stuff.
Oh,
Lots of
Dude,
rumors.
why aren't you there right now?
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm totally serious.
Because Jan's passed on. That was her pet project.
Oh, yeah.
And they're liquidating?
Well, they're not saying they're done, but they are getting rid of a ton of gigantic golden thrones and old,
because that was her taste and
old,
not
old Roman
the
outfits
new
and stuff.
regime's
So they're
taste.
either updating it to be more of a contemporary message kind of Bible, or they're
Interesting.
just
They're going Eugene Peterson on us right now.
or they're just shutting it down and selling it off to Target or whatever.
Maybe they should sell it to the actual, ship it over to Israel.
Either way, I think we have proven our point through a process of deduction that really you should just go to Israel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
go to the real
only
thing.
solution to this is head to the real Israel.
Go to the real Israel. First of all, it's easy to fly to. I mean, it's not that. It's not prohibitively expensive. It's safe. It's easy. It's a modern country. If you're gonna
no big deal.
pick a spot in the Middle East, which everybody needs to experience, Israel's the place to go. First of all,
I've literally always said that.
yeah. But I'm telling you, as a Christian, I have not had. I mean, I've been to a lot of Christian conferences. But I'll tell you
hands
this:
are up right now.
the physical place and experience thing of having a spiritual moment. I've had a few memorable ones, but there are. When I was in Galilee, I've never felt more of a connection to Scripture.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally walking where this happened.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can literally sit where the Sermon on the Mount happened. They're not guessing; they know exactly where it was. And then you can see the city on a hill. And you can see the cliffs where the demon pigs ran into the Sea of Galilee. You know, and demon pigs.
No, it's our band.
I was going to say that's like the
That's not like
number
a metal
2 popular location.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, you
demon
can
pig.
physically see it. And it's like, you can see the wind and the rain sweep in over the hill. And you can see how this, what is essentially a lake, the Sea of Galilee, how it could turn into the stormy waters
Yeah.
of the,
It really makes the ancient very present. Like you feel the topography,
and the typography.
which is beautiful.
Yeah. The Dead Sea Scrolls. All the typography is just unforgettable.
Joy, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. That was rude.
Oh, no, I'm used to it. Yeah, no, I mean, the Garden of Gethsemane, I think that for me was so powerful of looking at these trees and being like, this is where Jesus was. This is where he wept and he prayed. And it's super moving. And every time I hear these endorsements for Travel Israel, I'm so bummed because we're going on this tour in a couple of weeks, but it's like an organized tour. And we were going to stay for 3 extra days. But then we got overwhelmed with how do we plan? How do we know where to go? And now every time I hear this, I'm like, oh, we could have used Travel Israel.
You know,
That was-
when I visited
better.
Gethsemane, I could not tarry an hour.
Yeah.
I had a lot to see that day.
Yeah.
I had to move on.
You got a lot to do.
Israel, the land where anything is possible. Go to Israel.travel and discover the side of Israel you've never seen.
They really get that slogan more than anyone else. Like Las Vegas could use where anything's possible, but Israel really gets
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Literally anything. We're talking about the beginning, the end,
We're talking
all the important stuff.
You know, that was the crazy thing is to see Megiddo and to see this is the valley where the biblical prophecy of the Battle of Armageddon is going to happen. You drive through it and you see how it's a little choke point in this area where if armies were marching in, they would have to go through this pass. If you want to go from Europe to Africa, you would have to go through this little pass in this valley. And you're going, yeah, this is the biblical prophecy. Oh, there's where Jesus was ascended into heaven over there on that hilltop over there. I mean, you literally just see it. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's a great Pokestop. You can go right up over there. I
bet it is.
Yeah.
Some rare ones in there.
Littered with Pokestops.
Zubats everywhere. Impossible to catch.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Right.
Eddie, for reals, could you go over to Bible Land for me and just check on what the shipping and handling would be for one of those gold thrones?
Yeah,
I will.
actually, I'm really
I'm telling you, everything.
Podcast memorabilia.
A lot of Roman, Roman soldier stuff. Like, I mean,
that's Halloween costumes abounding.
Well, the Holy Land Experience mini theme park was started by a Messianic Jewish organization. They're the ones who built it and stuff. And then about a decade ago, TBN, the Christian network, took it over for them. Yeah. And when they did, they basically went in and spray painted everything gold and
they TBN'd it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But here's the other weird thing. I recently did like a listicle on the site about Christian theme parks and attractions. And the Holy Land, it isn't just like, this like educational replica of the Holy Land or like just Bible Land. There's a putt-putt course there.
Yeah, there's a rock wall.
They sell Goliath burgers.
Yeah.
Like you can watch a mock crucifixion, but I can also play 9 holes. You
can be chowing down on your turkey leg while you're watching a mock crucifixion.
Yeah, it's like when the Creation Museum needed to up the ante to get more people in. This is prior to the Ark, and they built a zip line course. Yeah, because like no matter what your theological leanings are, only heretics don't like zip lines. Like a true sociopath would not have fun zipping around. You know?
I told you 6 months ago when I ran into Jan Crouch shopping in Park Avenue.
I wonder if that's what did it.
She gave me tickets to Holy Land. She just carries them. She has them.
I picture them though. If Jan Crouch personally gave them to you, I'm presuming they were gold, and they're basically like for a behind the scenes Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it was. They were gold. They were like gold foil, and they were special Jan Crouch tickets.
And they hand you a gigantic 2-foot tall pink cotton candy on the way in. Yeah, they're like, this is the Jan.
The world of imagination. Yeah,
Cohen will go to real Israel far before he goes to the fake Israel.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm your host, Cameron, and here with me in our Orlando studios, we're all back together, finally, a normal podcast. Eddie Big Cat Koffoltz.
I want a golden goose daddy. That's right.
Over there on the ones and twos, our producer, Chandler Strang, my brother.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello.
And all the way from Portland, Oregon, Joy Eggerich Reed.
Present.
It has been a solid month since we've had a normal show.
Right. Just
the family, no audience.
Because you were gone last week.
I was gone last week.
Jesse did a fine job hosting.
Fantastic.
That's debatable.
No,
Cameron, did you listen?
First of all, I didn't listen because I lost my phone in the ocean. Yeah. So I had no technology. But I got back and got a new phone and was logging into Twitter and logging into everything. Saw all these notifications about the show. Right. Opened it up just to see what the scuttlebutt is, the buzz.
Right.
And the first one I laid eyes on was, guys, was the episode this week edited? And I said, nope, I'm not going to read the rest of them. Ignorance is bliss. So,
yeah.
I believe that one.
And then he put a train wreck emoji.
It was a train wreck, but a work of art.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good. I didn't listen to the final product, but I thought it was totally fine.
Cool.
Yeah, Cameron, I'll summarize it for you. Basically, Jesse went from being our brother to being our dad.
Yeah.
And that was the podcast.
I disciplined.
It was very serious. Jesse had his announcer voice on the whole time. Well, anyhow, back to it, you guys. What do we have this week in slices? Boy, did you guys hear about this? Taylor Swift got in quite a kerfuffle with, and then
so basically, what happens is like Kevin Durant leaves the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now Russell Westbrook next season is going to have to overcompensate and fill that void, but he's not going to be the Russell that we've known.
Yeah.
He has to change.
There's a brush of arrogance in that whole analogy, but I understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I will take Westbrook.
Yeah, it's fine. Jesse can be Westbrook.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, we have a great show in store today. A theologian, author, speaker, Os Guinness joins us.
Os Guinness coming up at you.
And after that, we have Jesse made a game, Shark Tank Rejects. So Os Guinness, an absolute
Oh man, his writing.
Give me a fun one.
He's like the best.
Oh yeah.
Who got
Are you
to
talking about my games, or are you talking about Oz Guinness?
Oz Guinness?
Oh,
The Call. If you're in your 20s and you haven't read The Call, you're not ready to be done with your 20s.
Interesting.
You got to read that book. He is amazing.
I missed that book.
Well,
so
you
I
can
should
still
go
read it.
back.
I mean, you're pretty clear on what's going on at this point, but
Yeah, but I'm immature.
Oz Guinness, The Call, that is required reading.
Interesting.
Like required reading, I believe. Yeah.
Literally told Matt this story last night, that one of my favorite moments, because you know how Facebook does those like flashback photos now?
Yeah.
And yesterday, one of me and Ozzy popped up because we were at this event and he was sitting in the back row. So I sat in the back row with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, there was somebody lecturing, but I could tell he was like writing something that wasn't taking notes on the talk. And so I just like leaned over and I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, are you writing a book? And he was like, yes, the outline to one. I can't do his accent.
Yeah,
but
yeah. You're like, oh,
and so then
cool.
yeah, it was just amazing. We like became friends, and then he told me like to go pick up these books at some Oxford bookstore, and I was like, okay, yes, Oz, I will do whatever you say.
That's awesome.
My only Oz Guinness encounter was at a dinner in January where we had assigned seats. And I was sat next to Oz and his wife on my right side, and on my left side was Willie from Duck Dynasty. So I was at a table with
Spectrum.
Willie, Jordan Smith, and Oz Guinness.
you had the full spectrum of high and low culture. No disrespect to Duck
and
Dynasty,
I'm right there in the
but
middle.
I don't think
I'm
they would
right in the
define
middle.
themselves any other way.
I think we were the spectrum. Our table was the Christianity spectrum. Willie on one side, Oz on the other, and I'm just in the meaty middle.
You are the weekend between the RNC and the DNC.
Yeah. Aaron talks to him, and it's a fascinating conversation.
Oh, Aaron's so smart. We
Yeah.
love Aaron.
We talk about faith in the digital age and how we engage our faith has fundamentally changed because of everybody has a platform now, and
Yeah.
it's just interesting. His perspective
is.
is really interesting. Yeah.
Is he writing a book on it, or it was just a
A
interview?
series of 6,000 tweets about it. Really on fire. Really.
You are.
Now, Jesse, this is the first time we've talked in a while because I was gone all last week. How
Yeah.
are you suffering from any PTSD from the Nicolas Cage Trapped in a Cage
How could you
marathon?
not?
I mean, thankfully, I literally immediately following, going to sleep, I went on vacation for a week. Had I not, I probably would have had a nervous breakdown.
Good.
Yeah.
It was, and I want to hear your take on it because, we haven't really talked since then.
Yeah, no, we just didn't even want to look each other in the eye after that.
Yeah, I would say this, like 4 or 5 hours in, I thought this is a breeze. This is easy.
Yeah.
12 hours, I was not sure we were going to finish that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. I kind of recounted it on the kitchen table episode 2 weeks ago when we had to record the podcast in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of filled people in on our experience and stuff like that. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
After Trapped in the Cage. Do you know what the financial total is?
It surpassed 30,000 today.
Awesome.
I get
Yes.
little email notifications when people donate. Say it's like $30,500, which is way more than I thought it was going to do.
That's
full
really
wells.
something.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this last episode, Cameron, that, during the challenge, I would say during the last stretch, I started thinking of like what I'm going to have to do next year in order to top this thing.
Yeah,
and
right.
I got a feeling of dread in the pit of my stomach. Because it doesn't get much worse. I pitched an idea last week that I don't know that I'll do, and we don't have to get into it because we mentioned it last week. But the only thing I could do was to do the Nicolas Cage or Nickelback equivalent of another area of culture.
Yeah.
Was to eat nothing but Guy Fieri food for an extended period of time and go lost in flavor.
I think you got to go another way. I think you got to go. You had Nick Holback. You had
Okay.
Nicolas Cage. You got to go with Nick, and I think you got to go Nick Walinda. And I think you need to do some sort of Nick Walinda thing next year.
I mean,
Just walk
assuming that it's not going
on a tightrope between
Yeah.
two tall buildings.
Right.
Yeah, but he could elevate what Nick Walinda does. Nick Walinda's stuff is done in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
I think you got to go David Blaine on that Nick Walinda thing, and you got to do some sort of endurance Nick Walinda thing.
Like sitting at the top of a pole for like a month.
In the winter.
in Holy Land. It's the
over
flagpole.
Niagara Falls. I agree.
Yeah. I think we got to think up some Nick Walinda level
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. And they're based down in Tampa. I mean, we could get them involved.
Nick,
I'm sure. I mean, from what I've seen, I follow him pretty closely. His schedule's wide open at the moment.
So, Jesse, we also this weekend he and I are going out to Lollapalooza for our annual trek to Chicago, and we're going out on Friday. And guess who we're going to hang out with? Shauna Nyquist.
Listen, I'm about halfway through her book.
Yeah,
this is her best. I mean, all of her books are great. This book is really special.
For new listeners, Shauna Nyquist was a cast member here on the show for a couple years. She's an author, she's a speaker, and she has a new book coming out in August 9th, called Present Over Perfect.
You know what's hard about this book? It's like it's hitting too close to home.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, I don't want to be formed by this right now. So I find myself like pushing back from it.
That's why people stop going to church.
No, that's right. Yeah.
They don't like the conviction.
And it's great. Right. So her book is amazing and she is amazing. I'm glad you're getting to see her.
Yeah, we're going to see her. Jesse and I are going to actually record a segment with her for the podcast for next
it's gonna
episode.
be a blast.
Good.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
You're going to talk about the book?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the book. So I got it as well. I got to read it before Friday.
Yeah, it's good.
I literally have it right here next to me. That's that's unplanned.
Osmosis,
because it's
just
bedside
trying to-
table. Yep.
Yeah. So we're going out to Chicago. So we'll record something with Shauna, and then we'll do the thing where we see 180 bands in 3 days and come back exhausted. So, just a normal weekend with Jesse.
Lala is always a disaster in a good way. Like you always come back and you're like, oh, it was so hot, or it was so like this thing was happening. There's always crazy stories from.
Yeah, there's either a typhoon or a heat wave or a.
The Lala recap always brings me joy.
So
it's always the unexpected things that make that.
Right.
That are noteworthy.
What are the bands that are like headlining this year?
Radiohead.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Friday night. And they're playing at the same time as Major Lazer, who I love. And so I'm going to see a little Radiohead, and I'm going to go over to Major Lazer.
Yeah.
Me and 7 people.
See, I feel like your opportunities to see Radiohead are probably limited. You
That's
could
right.
probably see Major Lazer.
I've already
That's
seen
a lot of
Radiohead
different
at
sites.
Lollapalooza.
You know what I mean?
It's hard. Yeah, because Radiohead really is one of those bands that like I feel like at any time could just say, and we're done forever. And then they never see them again.
Yeah, true.
I know.
I felt like Lala was this mix of feeling really young, like when we saw Outcast, I was like, yes! And then feeling really old when I would see these young girls in like short shorts and people just like out of control. And I'd be like, oh, where's your mother?
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not going to stop going because if I stop going, it's because I'm too old for this.
Right, you're quitting.
And so, like, I have admitted that I've crossed a new season of life. I will be going well into my 70s.
Yeah, but at this point, you're not fooling anybody.
Right.
Like, they know, like...
I'm the chaperone here.
Right.
You're Steve Buscemi in that episode of 30 Rock. Hi, fellow teens. He's got the backwards hat and the skateboard.
The good thing about Lala, different from Bonnaroo and Coachella and others, is that Lala is downtown Chicago,
Right.
and there are a lot of, like, professionals there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are, like, areas that, like, I don't want to hang out with the kids, so I'll hang out over here. Right.
Well, and-
so I can hang out with my peer group.
Yeah, and location-wise, you can tap out.
Yeah.
Here's a
always.
question I have that's about age appropriateness for music festivals.
Okay.
I've heard it said that for like wearing a jersey, right? It stops becoming appropriate when you are older than the athlete whose jersey you're wearing. So like if you're a kid, the spectrum is open to
Because there's
you.
hope in that jersey.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but once I become like right now, I'm not rocking like like an NBA rookies jersey here.
Yeah.
Like my options are pretty limited. Like it's like old guys could wear Brett Favre jerseys back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
there comes a certain point. So my question is for music festivals: as long as one of the main acts is older than you, I feel like it's totally acceptable.
Well, then Radiohead.
There you go.
Yeah,
Radiohead, but then-
Radiohead. Thank you. Those guys are probably approaching 50.
Yeah, but the question is like, you know how Lala will do? They'll do like
They had
main
Paul
stage. They
McCartney.
had the Cure,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney. So are we the vintage, like kind of retro act? Like if we're looking to them as like, oh, I'm still age appropriate.
No.
No, I
Paul
think-
McCartney Wings wasn't going to do Lollapalooza. Paul McCartney had to have like a full resurgence.
Yeah.
Like he had to come back and
Yeah.
then be. So I think
So
you're
they
just-
need to be. It's not a comeback. You
Yeah.
can't look to that as like the comeback. So Radiohead never went away. So
No,
as long
not
as
at
they're
all.
in the
No,
mix, we're
Radiohead
good.
is one of the few timeless. Like,
Yeah.
they're A-list forever.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go until I see Arcade Fire again. Arcade Fire at Lollapalooza was one of the most significant musical experiences of my life. It was like transcendent.
I was there.
They're the best.
That was the year you went?
Yeah. It was good.
Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Because I watched them with like by myself.
Yeah.
So with like the Mute Math guys.
Yeah. Right. I don't remember what happened, but
By the way, they'll be there again.
Did you take your
this year.
child
They're
harness off?
So next week's episode, Shauna will be our guest, which is weird
Love her.
and awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll have our Lollapalooza recap. All right, well, moving the show along, it's time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
In case you missed it, you know that show Preachers we talked about? Or it's the guy from The View, and he's like got this talk show of Christian preachers. Well, it's found itself in controversy this week over comments about open marriages.
I'll say this though, it did make me like, I mean, they'll hear we have a clip we'll play, but like, it made you realize like the difference between someone who does interviews professionally, like a broadcaster, and a pastor who their typical mode of communication is one-sided. Like you could see how things could come off the rails a bit, as we'll get into.
And not only one-sided, but one-sided with a group of people that basically they've trained to listen to the way they talk, and so it's like
where interviewers are trained to push back.
Yeah, it's a stocked pond when you're preaching.
Yeah.
The show stars 4 African-American pastors who engage with guests and topics in a talk show format. Yeah. On a recent show, Lakewood Church Associate Pastor John Gray, who's been in our magazine, and Jamal Bryant of Baltimore's Empowerment Temple AME Church were interviewing actress Monique and her husband when the topic of open marriages came up.
Yeah, just for context on this clip, Monique and her husband are engaged in an open relationship, which means they essentially allow each other to sleep with other people.
During the interview, Bryant seemed to offhandedly endorse open relationships. Here's a clip.
And my best friend said to me, Mama, I've loved you since the 10th grade. Do you think you being with another man is going to have anything to do with me loving you? And then he said, well, if you can be with other men, I can be with other women. I said, well, that's not what I meant now. That's not what I meant. But it was my idea because I wanted to be open and honest with the person that I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
I think that's amazing. And a lot of people think that that's novel, and y'all church people are going to have a heart attack. Monique is from Baltimore with me. So I believed in open marriage. I just forgot to tell my ex-wife about it. So it didn't go well. But I think that the key is...
Had you had that conversation?
The key is that conversation. Mm-hmm. But the biblical part I've got to ask is not as entertainers, but as believers, how do you find that balance that we say that the bedroom is sacred for the two of you?
Who am I to tell her what she can and cannot do? And if I did tell her what she could and could not do, is there a possibility that she could still do it anyway?
I would.
Wow.
Okay. And then that's called cheating. And then that's called what you guys consider a sin.
Oh, do you know that emoji where like the face has the gritted teeth? That is all 4 of us right now.
Yeah.
All 4 of us just looking around the room. We're all like, oh.
Mine is the one. Mine is also the emoji that has like no facial expression, just the eyes.
And that one is the John Gray facial expression, just sitting there with like a grin. Like,
let's just go. To the
man, this is all happening around.
John Gray
me
is literally like, I do not want to say a word and be in this transcript. I am just going to sit here.
I don't want them to mention me as they talk about this on the news for the next week.
I do feel like though, as a preacher, right? I mean, that's the title of the show. You're a Christian minister that has trained in theology and spiritual direction. I do feel like you do have some responsibility here to speak from a perspective that it would be widely considered biblical and not seem to endorse behavior that isn't.
So John Gray, he went on to say that in his household, an open relationship would lead to a 100% divorce rate. Not unexpectedly, the interview caused a massive blowback online. It caused Bryant to address the haters, that's in quotes, on the next episode, saying he was just joking and he really believes in marriage, and it's between 2 people. Here's a clip of his apology.
Watch the clip on YouTube. So let me say thank you to all of my haters and thank you to all of our celebrators. We broke a record last week when Monique and her husband Sid came on. Many of you know Monique is the famed, highly acclaimed actress and comedian who is my sister and friend from Baltimore. She came and talked about open marriages, and I made a jest joke about open marriages, and my mother called me sleepless in Seattle, trying to figure out what did I mean laughing about open marriages. Am I for open marriages? God is not pleased. So I'm not talking to any of the millions of y'all watching. This is Dear Mama. Please know that I still believe marriage is between two people, and what God has brought together, let nobody put asunder.
So basically, that segment is their version of.
Yeah, I will say that when I did hear him say it the first time, it did feel like one of those like stage jokes where like you're pretty nervous and you just say something. And
I do it all the time. That's why we edit the show.
Right.
I say the most inappropriate jokes. If I would have to do hater apologies every week.
It felt like a weird. It was definitely a weird one, but it didn't feel like this guy's heart is.
But I get it. Like he's humanizing himself, which I think is a good thing.
I think he's trying to be self-deprecating because it's kind of known that he cheated on his wife as a famous pastor, and he's divorced now.
But he also used the words, "I think that's amazing."
Oh yeah, that's true. But that's that weird banter of you're like, don't know what to say.
But I'm just saying, as someone in his position, he's got to be extra careful with his words. And I get it. Like he apologized or clarified. So I'm not like trying to throw him under the bus. Yeah. But it just shows the risk of this type of format, especially when you're dealing with sticky topics like this.
Yeah, and these guys are still figuring out how to be like riff on TV, and like everybody's like listening to every word. In case you missed it, John Gray this week tweeted, "Very grateful for the Preachers TV show. I have much to learn, and I'm so glad God has more grace than some saints. Love y'all for supporting." And then he said, "Lord, teach me your ways and build your church, and give me the grace for those who are intent not to extend that same grace to me." So, wow. Well, there you go.
There we have it.
Just starting, in case you missed it, with a wallop.
Well, I will say this. At least this show is bringing faith conversations to the national dialogue.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week, all those ice bucket challenges, they've led to a major ALS breakthrough.
Oh.
The viral ice bucket challenge last year that has actually made a huge difference, which is great to hear because a lot of people were very critical of like, where's all this money going for awareness. More than $115 million was raised through the viral trend after 17 million people took the challenge, posting videos online. All that money has funded several major research projects, and one just made an important gene discovery. As part of Project MIN-E, M-I-N and a capital E, which is funded by the Ice Bucket Challenge, 80 researchers around the world searched for ALS risk genes. They were able to identify one, which allowed scientists to work on developing gene therapy treatment, representing a major breakthrough in the fight against ALS.
Wild.
This week. There you go.
We did that because somebody, I don't
remember
how it works.
I remember seeing
but
it.
Jimmy, but my daughters, I think it's their earliest memory in their life because like they were young when we did that.
Yeah, you basically dunked your babies.
No, they dunked us.
It was a baby baptism. You combined it with a baptism.
I don't think Eve or Lucy remember anything.
You guys put them in pretty dresses and took them to church. And
it was really very holy.
You had the priest sprinkle them in an ice bucket challenge, which is very cold holy water. That's all.
Yay for ALS.
It's a jest, people.
Hey,
I'm
have
joking.
you seen that? Like,
hey, what does Monique think about this?
What has been the deal with people posting about like 30 days of like with my wife? Have you seen that? Like you post a picture with your spouse every day?
I've seen something along the lines like you post one thing you appreciate about a loved one or something every day, right?
Is there a hashtag or something?
I think so. I shouldn't have brought it up if I didn't know more about it.
I was off social media for a solid week, so I've missed all this.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Hey, but which was nice, by the way. Like not having a phone.
Yeah.
Wait, so you for real dropped your phone in the ocean?
Well, Cohen and I went on a cruise last week to the Caribbean, and on Tuesday we were in St. Martin, and we had a GoPro and I had my iPhone. That's what we were taking pictures with all week. And while I was signing us up for jet skis, because I took him on his first jet skiing, which was awesome, he was playing in the waves, and a big wave walloped him, and the GoPro just was gone, right? So that was in the morning, and he was upset about it. I was not happy about it, obviously. So, Dad was like, it was a teaching moment, right? And then at the end of the day, when we were waiting on the dock to go back to the boat, that was the last time I remember seeing my iPhone. So I think I left it on the dock. So Daddy had to apologize to the 6-year-old that we all make mistakes, and he forgave me.
Oh my gosh.
It was the most humbling thing as a parent that I lost my iPhone after I taught him a lesson about being responsible with our things.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I apologize. I mean, I apologize to my kid, each one of them, every 2 days.
You know what?
Just a blanket apology, Eddie. Just like, listen, I'm sorry for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
We went back. We seriously went back to the cabin, and I said, "Hey, buddy, can I talk to you for a minute?" And we sat down, and he goes, "Are you going to say you're sorry?" I mean, like not like accuse me, but he could see in my eyes I was really remorseful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
face
and
on.
he was like, "Dad, it's okay. You know, like I understand. You know, whatever." But like, hey, I'm glad that I'm a parent
He's
where
like,
my
Dad,
kid.
listen, I totally understand, but sometimes you just need to be responsible with our things.
I was glad that we can talk in a way, and he's only 6, that he knows that Dad will admit when he's wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My daughters will ask me routinely when I'm apologizing. Lucy will just go, "Are you about to cry?" I'm like, "I don't think I'm going to cry this time."
No, it's allergy season for one. It's allergy season. I'm sorry.
Because they have seen me cry so many times. They're just like, "Oh gosh, here he goes."
Onions in there for dinner. It's taco night. Not anymore. I threw the onions out. Don't even look for them. That's why.
Also, leave me alone.
Let's move on. Apologies.
Go to your room. I'm going outside for a couple minutes. I just need to.
Apology rescinded. You're grounded. See ya.
Don't look at me.
But we were. I didn't want to like go through the week without a camera, so we replaced the GoPro. But I wasn't able to replace my phone until I got back, so I had to go the whole week without, Twitter.
I kind of love that for you, though.
No, me too. It was like it was
part of me
free.
that wants you to walk on the boat and toss all that stuff overboard, though it is an expensive and ridiculous kind of thing. Yeah. But it's a little bit of a like jumping off the dock.
It was
right?
great.
Like,
it was like unintended, but I was disconnected, and it was great, and it was so cool. Like going through just last night, kind of uploading everything into my phone, all the pictures from the week, and just kind of reliving it, and whatever. It's like, yeah. It was cool. I like not being connected.
Yeah. It's like my light phone.
Your what?
Have you guys not heard about this phone I ordered?
No.
Well, I'm ready to talk about this now. So Light, L-I-G-H-T, was a Kickstarter, and they're in production right now. But it is a little tiny phone about the size of a credit card that basically you turn on call forwarding on your iPhone, and it sends calls to this Light phone, and you take it with you, and it is completely, like, all it does is make and receive calls. You can't text. You can't do anything on this.
Talk to people.
Well, but it's like for like when I'm out with the kids, I'd love to have enough self-control to not like check the buzz and be like, "Oh, okay, well I got to respond to this Slack message from my team or whatever." But you just leave it at home, and you got your little Light phone. You can't do anything except for make emergency calls.
But I mean, the alternative to that is just to not do those.
Is self-control. That's correct.
So basically, you're a dog that has to bite people. You put a harness on your mouth.
That's exactly.
Versus just not biting.
And my life is a series of stopgaps. It's not like I've ever actually made a volitional decision to have self-control. I just put in.
But your reason for having it isn't like, okay, emergencies, I'm going to put this in a glove box, and if I break down, I can call. It is so that you won't be the guy in the movie theater.
No, it's all I have to do is make a good decision one time in a nice, strong moment, right? So I leave my phone home, I put the Light phone in, and then we're off to the beach for the weekend. And
that's great.
And it like ensures that I'm not gonna,
Yeah, because I'm intentional about
I pull my
like a dinner.
iPad out of my backpack.
I'm intentional when I'm at dinner with Cohen or I'm with Cohen. Like I am not on my phone, but to go away for a whole weekend or something, you're right. I would be on my phone.
Right. It's easier to have that accountability one time than to have that all day.
Yeah.
For me, some people.
I think
are like,
all encompassing. You should just say you're chicken cooping yourself, because isn't that what Chick-fil-A did? They had the little chicken coops.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
But it's a trend. I mean, the flip phones are coming back. And like dumb phones, not smartphones, are getting more and more popular for that very reason.
Yeah. And I will say they're not like a sponsor or anything. I just think it's great.
In case you missed it, some weird internet genius combined the theme songs of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Thomas the Tank Engine this week.
Cameron, this is why you don't need a phone. We're telling you literally anything important you miss. We're telling you.
I gotta say, honestly, this is everything I've been amused by this week on the internet is happening right now.
Yeah. So the clip is from the YouTube mashup artist Mario Boy 22601, and it went viral this week. Apparently, it ruins both songs, even though it works really well together. Here is a clip.
No! Now this is a story all
So
about how my
ridiculous.
life got flipped, turned upside down. And
It really works well.
It does work, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
Town called Bel Air.
Have you ever heard this actual song?
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. It gets in your soul.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
So I know that remixes you do remixes because artists will release stems.
Right.
These files that'll separate the vocal tracks and the music tracks, and then DJs can play with it.
No, I get it.
Where did he get a stem of Thomas and Fresh Prince theme song?
Dude, the internet. You can find a lot of things on the internet.
That's
I wonder if he
World
just.
Wide Webular.
Hey, but I think you're missing the bigger question is let's say he just knows where to get any song stem. Why would he think to combine those two?
Well,
Like, was he sitting there like, sometimes my kid will want to watch random things on Netflix or whatever, so I'll turn on Thomas. But the last thing I'm thinking is, I bet that would mash up well with the theme from Fresh Prince.
Well, he had done a few of them, or there were a few of them out there that sort of just sounded like people had pushed play at the same time on two different tracks, and they were kind of. This one was like,
That's- yeah.
It's a good way to introduce children to rap as well.
Yeah,
The
totally a
next
great way.
generation.
Yeah,
yeah, it's,
totally.
he was a wholesome artist. He really was. The cigar was for the look. He bites it. He doesn't light it.
Right.
I'm pretty schooled in hip hop, guys. It's safe for the kids.
In case you missed it, this week Michael Jordan spoke out on all the violence that's been happening. He published a statement on ESPN's Undefeated website addressing both police brutality and the targeted murders of police officers. This is rare because Michael Jordan has famously, for the fame he has, and especially the opportunity he would be to be a leader in the African American community as a larger global name. He has been really quiet about anything.
I was going to say that's throughout his career.
Yeah, because he was known to kind of have a very private life and gambling problems and different things, and so he kind of took the thing of I'm not a role model and I'm not going to speak out on anything, and so he just kind of lived his quiet life, right?
And he was sort of in the era where that was more common, though.
Yeah, that's true. Because there wasn't social media and all that stuff. But so for him to actually take a stand, release a statement, and then put his money where his mouth is was powerful. This is part of what he published. As a proud American, a father who lost his own dad in a senseless act of violence, and a black man, I have been deeply troubled by the deaths of African Americans at the hands of law enforcement officers and angered by the cowardly and hateful targeting and killing of police officers. We need to find solutions that ensure people of color receive fair and equal treatment, and that police officers who put their lives on the line every day to protect us all are represented and supported. Along with this statement, Michael Jordan is actually donating $1 million to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and another $1 million to the International Association of Chiefs of Police Institute for Community Police Relations.
Oh.
So,
Michael Jordan.
Go there.
Yeah, $2 million.
Yeah.
That is a serious amount of money.
And the cool thing
Yeah.
is seeing the NBA community really speak out and respond favorably to this. Carmelo Anthony, of all people, has become kind of a voice of activism and all of this in the last year or so. And guys like Carmelo are saying we are so moved by what Michael's done.
And Carmelo, he's a Jordan athlete too. He's one of the few NBA players that is sponsored by the Jordan brand too.
That's right. All right. Well, that'll do it for.
In case you missed it.
All right. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices.
So long, Mrs. President. Matriarchs and teddy boys playing houses on the lake. How can we quit drugs if you're gonna watch like that? Give me 5 good reasons you trust us with our future. We can do whatever we want. We can say whatever we mean.
You're listening to Fountain of Youth. It's by local natives. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Youth, not to be confused with Fountain of Youth, which you're hearing. Youth by Glass Animals. See how that ties in together. It's great. All right, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
Okay, so a weird scene recently transpired in a city building in Pensacola, Florida. And a lot of these cities, they open meetings with a prayer. Well, recently, a man walked in, and he was wearing an all-black, like, druid robe and stood in front with his hands outward real dramatically.
Oh, boy.
And in front of the city council, issued an opening. It wasn't so much a prayer, but an opening that encouraged the lawmakers to embrace the Luciferian impulse to eat from the tree of knowledge. Outside the city council meeting, people were fervently holding crosses and chanting the Lord's Prayer. And one of the city council members actually walked out. This guy has been going to city council meetings across the Bible Belt doing this. He is a member of the Satanic Temple, and he's causing quite a stir among in some religious communities. But the irony is, not only does he not believe in God, he doesn't actually believe in the devil. What he's wearing as his sort of druid robe.
He's just a rabble rouser.
Yeah, exactly. He's essentially sort of this troll in favor of the separation of church and state, and he's doing it to make a point. But he's really freaking people out. One of the city council members says, you've got someone who's worshiping Satan who is coming in when the majority of us in this area serve God. It wasn't good for me to stand there, and I got a little bit emotional. I was offended. But a lot of people don't realize that the Satanic Temple sees Satan basically as a metaphor, and they're essentially just using it to prove a point about religious freedom and the separation of church and state. This is the same group that when Oklahoma state officials refused to remove a monument of the Ten Commandments from the State House grounds, they launched a campaign online to fund their own statue, which was of a giant demon sitting on a throne with children going up to talk to him.
And that made a tour, didn't it? I remember it.
It's touring around the country right now because Oklahoma right now has refused to move the Ten Commandments, and so they are suing for the right to place their monument. But in the meantime, they're just touring it around the country, and people that go see it a lot of times will dress up in robes, but they're only doing it ironically, like it's a joke. It's messing with people, but their tactics have been effective, even though people like this guy in Pensacola get pretty offended, and lots of religious people come to, he said, at a school board meeting that he attended like this, a school board meeting, he said a revival broke out because so many people came in praying that it just basically turned into like a prayer service even after he left. But it has been effective. A Phoenix City Council has banned public prayer altogether instead of letting him come and do a public invocation there. And that's ultimately his main tactic, is to get any sort of religious activities out of public meetings.
The strangest thing, speaking of Oklahoma, I heard their refusal to take down the Ten Commandments was actually why Kevin Durant left. But the strangest,
they got Westbrook, they're going to be fine.
I've always thought it was strange that, in a public school, you're not allowed to pray before an event, but in a city council meeting, you would. I mean, it's just, it feels odd to me for a religiously free country of multi-faiths, and these councils and city halls are representative of all of their citizens, that it would choose one religion to be present. If I was a Jewish citizen or whatever, I would feel very odd about that.
Yeah.
The strangest thing I've experienced, though, is that if you go to an Oklahoma City Thunder basketball game, an NBA basketball game, before the game, before the player introductions, before the dancers, before the whatever, they have a local pastor come out and pray on mic in the arena to like kick off the game, and then the player introductions happen. That's so weird to me that an NBA franchise does this. I've seen colleges do it, especially in the South.
But a lot of colleges have religious affiliations.
Yeah, right. But that's the strangest thing. Any Oklahoma City Thunder game, there's always a prayer to kick off the game.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem out of character for maybe a state like Oklahoma that might have that a part of its culture. But if it's the NBA, it's just surprising to me that a national organization, allows that.
Obviously, as like a Christian, it's cool to see prayer, but at the same time, as a member of a free society that isn't a theocracy, just because my religion happens to be in the majority.
Yeah, I have this whole golden rule, doing to others as you'd have them doing to you thing. And when I walk into, a retailer who's, having signs about a religious holiday, I just think, what if they were doing this for a Muslim holiday or whatever? I would feel like I don't belong here. And I try to put myself in the position of minority religions and people of no faith that, when cities or whatever, or these institutions kind of force Christianity onto them, I feel bad.
Well, and the measures that the Satanic Temple are taking are obviously extreme. I personally, I don't know if I should feel good or bad, but I think it's hilarious. Like, it doesn't, I can, but they're dramatic tactics because honestly, that's the only thing that would seem to work. Yeah. Is that it takes them going to this level for people to recognize the problematic nature of endorsing one religion over the other.
And it seems particularly insensitive with a growing and diverse landscape. I mean, there are a lot of Muslim people that live in Oklahoma. Like, there's a point where it's like, it starts to feel like a little bit of like religious elitism. Well,
yeah, it's like, as a Christian, I mean, why do we actually want that? Do we need to? Is it power? We need to show that we're the most powerful religion. I just don't like what it says about the church, that the church has to have that, territory or whatever.
And I mean, there is maybe other people will have different interpretations of this, but there's a biblical prohibition or a biblical warning, at least, against making shows of public prayer. Like, literally, Jesus says, don't do that because people are going to perceive you to be pious.
I'm curious if it has something, I'm still trying to figure out why it is permitted. I'm curious if it has something to do with, isn't each NBA team owned by someone independently?
Yeah, they're all privately
So
owned.
I wonder if there's rules of just someone being like, hey, maybe it is like a marketing thing. They're like, we're in Oklahoma, this is going to make people like us, kind of thing like that. I mean, that's being really negative in my assumption, but if they have the free reign to do with their team whatever they want.
Yeah, I think it's probably that. It's just, and as you were saying, it's just cultural. I mean, that's just what you would assume, maybe in Oklahoma.
No, but NASCAR races open up with prayer. I mean, I know that's more of like a Southern Bible Belt sport, but they open with prayers.
Oh, yeah, NASCAR events. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Reba McEntire.
We had my smoking hot wife prayer. Woo, famous.
A Ricky Bobby prayer opens every NASCAR race. No, but it's true. But I think that those, though it's equally sort of, kind of strange when you think about it. The main difference is, like Joy said, those are private institutions. So ultimately, they can do whatever they want. Like, they're not accountable to anyone other than their paying customers. For these public, for a city council meeting, they are, guided ultimately by the Constitution.
Man, woo! I just want to pray for NASCAR and Chick-fil-A. Woo! That's how That's how they start.
That's how they start the city council meetings.
Yeah,
and thank you for Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. This guy is apparently going to these meetings all over the place to kind of stir the pot a little. So if you hear about a Druid Satanist coming to your local city council meeting, I wouldn't be overly afraid. He admits he just dug out the costume because he thought it looked funny and cool. I don't think he's messing with forces of darkness as much as he is messing with people's perception of religious liberty.
Woo!
All right. What do you have, Joy?
Hey, man.
Wow. Yeah, we're going to take it up a notch. All right. I picked this slice because I know how much you guys all love Seinfeld. So any favorite Newman moments?
I was watching one the other night that I hadn't seen in a while, which I still watch in syndication all the time. One where him and Kramer purchase a rickshaw.
Oh, yeah.
And Kramer runs out of energy and accidentally lets go, and Newman slides down like a big sloping street in Manhattan. And I've seen that countless times before, but I actually belly laughed. It was very funny.
That's great. Well, so usually art, imitates life, but in this situation, a man tried to imitate the art of Seinfeld. And so in Livingston County, Michigan, my home state, a man was caught speeding and will now potentially have to go to jail for up to 5 years because, do you have any ideas of what he might have done based on?
I read this story.
I don't know, but I'm going to guess he took a mail truck to transport bottles to get the refund.
Yes.
Serious?
Well, so yeah, very similar. So in Michigan, when I left Michigan, I was like, what? Every other state is like 5 cents per bottle refund. But Michigan is the highest in the whole country at 10 cents per can. And this guy's from Michigan.
Have any of you ever done that? You have to. What do? You drive it to a recycling facility and they give you money?
Dude, I don't even know where to throw batteries, much less go to return a can.
We did it in elementary school.
Dead batteries to me just go in a drawer in my house because I know I'm not supposed to throw them in the garbage.
I mean, I put things in recycling containers all the time and I don't get a check.
No. There's something we did it in elementary school in order to adopt a manatee or something. So like they brought this big machine and we dumped it in and it counted the cans and then it just had a readout of like.
By the way, isn't it super lame when you adopt one of these endangered wildlife? You aren't actually adopting it.
Right.
Like they should change the name of that because I remember like during Shark Week, some nature thing said it's adopt a shark. Donate this amount and you adopt a shark. I want the shark. He is in my possession. Like if I adopt him, I am his guardian at that point.
Right.
Like if my concept of adoption,
I at least want to be able to visit.
You're misleading people. If you're telling me I can adopt a manatee here, that manatee better show up in a tank in my yard and he will become my manatee son.
Yeah, especially if I've been collecting cans from my grandma for a month.
Or daughter.
Yeah.
To be honest, on a manatee, I don't know how to tell the difference, so I'd probably just give it a gender neutral name.
Like Chris or Cameron or Jesse.
Or Jesse Jr.
Or just Jesse.
Anyway, continue, Joy. That's just a hot take about wildlife adoption program.
So the controversy in the Seinfeld episode was Kramer was challenging Newman of like the gas money that you're going to pay to drive to Michigan and the refund that you're going to get on all these cans. And so this guy had driven 360 miles down to Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know why couldn't he have just gone over the border to Indiana or Ohio? But he goes all the way to Kentucky, gets what would have been $1,000 payout back in Michigan worth of cans, and then got pulled over for speeding. And when you knowingly are taking cans from another state, so he could have just claimed that he had a big party down in Kentucky, but when you knowingly do, you're in trouble, and he could go to jail for 5 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, because he brought cans from another state into Michigan to get the refund.
In a mail truck?
No, it wasn't. It was just his own truck.
Oh, okay.
It could have been a mail truck. That detail was left out, curiously. No, but this is the late, like if you go to jail for like, because this is an interstate crime at this point.
Yeah,
right?
That's a federal crime.
Yeah, you cross state lines to commit a felony, right? Like this is, and basically, technically this is organized crime because someone was helping you get those cans. How little respect are you getting in the jailhouse?
Hey Jesse,
look at this guy.
Can
This
you
guy had a
imagine
big
this
scheme
guy?
going.
Can you imagine this guy on the Con Air plane? They would have annihilated him.
Yeah, it's like, what are you in for, man? What's this criminal mastermind? Oh, you're not gonna believe it, man. I was running bottles up to Michigan. They're like pill bottles, like you're running drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Old soda bottles for 10 cents a piece. I was looking at a $900 payout, man.
That's 3 manatees right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, listen, I got this manatee adoption thing. From what I understand, you adopt it. Unless I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah.
Those manatees are now mine. I wish I knew how to tell which one was a guy and girl because I'm reading these things. They're all gender neutral names, though.
I feel like we need to write to this guy. I feel like he's not up for trial yet. We should write to this guy and tell him that's what he needs to plead, that he was trying to adopt it.
In your scenario,
Outlaw Heroes. Just get him on the show.
I just found a new outlaw hero.
Jesse, your scenario, he needed that money to adopt 3 manatees because he wants to start breeding them, but he doesn't want to tell what gender they are.
That's why he got 3, because at that point the odds are basically in his favor. Two, because here's the thing: if you adopt 2, let's say he returns the bottles in his own state.
Yeah.
It's only got enough to adopt 2.
Yeah.
You got. I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm not a statistics major, but I'm guessing it's somewhere around 50-50. If I get 2 manatees, the odds that both
one is a boy and one is a girl.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's around 50-50. I feel like you greatly increase your odds, like significantly enough that you take the risk and commit a federal crime. Because if your goal is to breed them, I'd rather have 3 than 2. I think that's
And Monique, if Monique taught us anything, three's
I will say this.
Three's company.
I know that I know that manatees are really into the teachings of Pastor Bryant. And they have given him the green light.
I have fully checked out of this.
It's a joke.
Sorry, Mom.
I'll say this. That's amazing.
I very rarely fully check out on a moment, but I'm just letting him go alone on that.
You pulled a John Gray on that one.
Yeah, just get me out of here.
All right, what do you have, Eddie?
What do I have? Pop quiz, Joy.
Yeah. Are we going to get in trouble for this one, by the way? Like, I can never tell.
I mean, I won't. I just was quiet and waited for it to end. You might.
Jesse, you might have to issue a message to your haters and
celebrators.
And celebrators next
Talking
week.
about polyamorous manatees, no biggie.
No big.
I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying I don't know. I don't know whose teachings they follow, and there's some ambiguity if you watch daytime TV.
Once again, I could have sat down, written 100 things we'd talk about today, and I could have gotten as crazy as I wanted.
Polyamorous manatees.
And just the general sexual habits of manatees would have never, ever been on the list. All right, to transition, Joy, I want to ask you, what is your favorite donut place in Oregon?
I would say Voodoo. I mean,
really?
There's a lot of really like hip ones. Like Pips is really good. They make these really tiny, small donuts, like made to order that are fresh.
Interesting. You should say that. Pips recently put up an ad on Facebook requesting there's a job opening, and and Pips Donuts is in a ton of trouble. How good did that work out? That
was a perfect segue.
That was unbelievable that she said Pips. I actually think she said it on the show like a year ago.
I mean, that's as good as Jamal Bryant riffing on the Preacher Show.
Yeah, when he knew that I had a whole bit about unfaithful manatees. Right. And I should say this, when I say plucking them out of the wild, I'm going through the legal adoption process here. Okay, so I'm above board there. I'm not abducting them.
I paid for them with cans.
So Pips Donut, Original Donuts in Portland, describes they're putting out the job posting. It's just for somebody to work in the donut store. It's not like
I do it all the time.
No big deal.
Yeah.
And they said a friendly, outgoing personality. Sure, that's fine. They can say that. But... and this is where they got in trouble. No non-medical, non-religious dietary restrictions that would keep you from testing, accurately representing our treats, and maintaining quality control. Now, people in Portland have freaked out because they're basically saying if you're a vegan, if you're a vegetarian, if there's any religious reason why you can't eat pork, don't apply for the job. Mm-hmm. And people are completely destroying them. Now, it's not actually legal discrimination because you can't say, okay, well, if you're... if like they can't actually say
like if you have to follow a kosher diet, they can't discriminate you on that.
But the way they worded it was basically saying, you have to be able to eat essentially everything, and people are going to freak out.
If it's not for if a doctor hasn't said you can't, or you don't have a religious
if it is a religious thing, they're not discriminating against you. It's if you choose to live a vegan lifestyle, they are discriminating against you.
Vegans and vegetarians are freaking out because
that's 98% of the Portland population.
That is actually it is the most vegan friendly city in America.
Yeah, of course.
So but they're saying, hey, our donuts have bacon on them, and we aren't a vegan donut shop. There are plenty of good vegan donut shops all around.
Nah, there's no such thing.
Oh, Mighty O's in Seattle will change your mind. But I hear what you're saying.
I haven't had a donut in a decade. I'm not going to start with the vegan one.
I understand. It's
there's a lot of unhealthy things that I'd prefer to eat to a donut.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's your number
like
one?
chips or something like that. I don't
know. Kind of more of a savory.
Pizza. Savory. Pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, okay, we're not as messed up as I thought
desserts.
You both were.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got
we're both, we both have our health issues.
Yeah.
Oh, you're both crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we all are. That's that's
We
what
all
you put on
have
the job
things.
posting for being on the podcast.
Yeah. Outgoing, friendly.
That's really amazing to me because I would say donuts are one of those things. Like I was just biking by Voodoo Donuts yesterday, and the sheer scent of them makes me start salivating. Donuts are like one of those things that I feel like if you smell them, you can't not want them. So for you to not have had them for a decade and probably been in the proximity of them, it's very impressive.
So people are going nuts on Facebook, but the co-owner isn't budging and said, after receiving as much hate mail as we have in the last 2 days, I'm more steadfast and sure of our position than ever. And he's
doubling down. He's getting annihilated like Jamal Bryant.
Yeah.
And rather than addressing and kind of walking it back.
Yes.
No, he's doubling down.
No, because he's saying it would place an undue burden on a vegetarian employee to work here because we need them to be able to do quality control and innovation, and our stuff
We
requires...
need you to be able to snack all day.
Our stuff requires dairy and meat. And I am a little bit, first of all, I realize this is going to turn into a Chilean minor situation where people just don't understand what is accurate and instead just lean on their heart and their own lack of
about
ability.
those heroes. Continue.
Right. Or the toll booth worker where it was just clearly.
But what's your take here, man?
Totally fine that they say that, and totally glad that they say that. I am really glad that they tell people generally, like, here's what you're going to need to be able to do this job well. You're going to need to be able to eat for instance, to be on the podcast, you've got to be able to, do whatever it is, whatever. I have no idea actually what it takes to do a podcast.
But I think another like analogous thing would be like if you have an aversion to like wine. Let's say you don't drink wine for some reason. You're probably not going to apply to be a sommelier, right? Well, like. And so, like, if part of working at the donut shop means you have to make recommendations to people about what kind of donuts they should buy, but you can't eat them, I can see how that would be problematic.
Actually, your wine and sommelier comparison, I think, is dead on. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You have to be able to know your product.
Yeah, product. And part of it is the only way to know if you've baked a donut that tastes like it's supposed to taste is every once in a while you have to take a bite of it. You have to eat some. I mean, any cooking show you watch, they're eating the whole time. You can't just always completely follow a recipe to the T and assume that you've made the exact same donut. Right. There's quality control, and for that you have to be able to have, you got to be able to eat dairy.
I totally agree. I think their mistake probably would have been because obviously the way it came out, it sounded discriminatory. Yeah. So it's like, just get the job applications and just only interview the people that would be obviously up for that. Or you can be like, this is a job where you have to eat these donuts. Exactly. Are you able to do that? Then they deny the job, not you denying them.
Put in the listing, we are not a vegan establishment, and part of the job will be eating and for quality control recommendation reasons, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Put it on them to choose to whether or not to apply.
Yeah.
Just be upfront with the expectations.
Yeah. So. Otherwise, Pips has a great reputation here in Portland. And on the week of your birthday, the whole week you can come in and get a free dozen.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's an incredible amount.
And I've said this joke before, but in the interview process, do you know how to tell if someone's a vegan?
How?
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Nice joke.
They do. It's like...
Yeah,
and CrossFit.
I love it.
And CrossFitters. Yeah. All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Oz Guinness.
I can't wait till we're alone again. I can't wait till we're alone. I can't wait till we're alone again. I can't wait. I can't wait till we're alone again. I can't wait till we're alone. I can't wait till we're alone again.
You're listening to Can't Wait by Taylor Benz. It's featuring Greg Paulus. Oz Guinness is a renowned author, theologian, speaker, and social critic. He's also the great-great-great-grandson of Arthur Guinness, the famous Dublin brewer. We recently spoke with Guinness about the importance of apologetics, why we should rethink formulaic ideas about evangelism, and how Christians must engage culture in the digital age. Here's part of our very own Aaron Hambury's conversation with Oz Guinness.
Or it seems to be that people hear religious liberty, the term, which is grossly in danger of becoming not more than a buzzword, I think. But they hear the term and they think that it's a get out of jail free card for cranky old people who want to keep particularly the LGBT community out of restaurants, and it harkens back to some kind of Jim Crow era or something like that. That's not the way that I've understood the First Amendment and religious liberty. But, I mean, can you speak to that, how religious liberty actually helps out the minorities?
Well, that current view that religious freedom is both partisan and prejudiced in doing the things you mentioned is very recent. Now, there's been a whole series of misunderstandings, and for 20 years I point them out that religious freedom has been taken as freedom for the religious.
Yeah.
Whereas, of course, it includes naturalistic, secular worldviews like atheism, as well as transcendental, supernatural worldviews like the Christian faith or Judaism. Or you can see people who say, well, religious freedom is a constitutional redundancy. You don't need it. Or, there's any number of misunderstandings that have surrounded it. But it is America's first freedom. And if you take the three political rights, freedom of conscience, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, there's no hierarchy. That would be invidious, but they're interlocking. Freedom of assembly assumes and requires freedom of speech. You want to get together with people to whom you want to say something that matters. You're not talking about the weather. But freedom of speech includes, assumes, and requires freedom of conscience. You're talking about things that matter to you because you're convinced of them based on the dictates of conscience. And freedom of conscience is far different from freedom of choice. Freedom of choice is autonomous. On which cereal you buy or what color shirt you want, that's a matter of your preference. But freedom of conscience, you respect it because people are not free. They're bound by the dictates of conscience. And that's why, certainly since the Reformation, say Martin Luther, right down through the First Amendment, it's been considered and respected as the first freedom. So for the current generation to dismiss it as either purely partisan or a matter of prejudice against the gays is incredibly short-sighted and foolish. Now, the trouble is, if you look at the various forms of diversity, religious freedom deals with religious and ideological diversity. But in the last generations, that's got tied up with cultural diversity, the whole notion of multiculturalism. And in the last 10 years, that's got tied up with sexual diversity. Well, all three types of diversity are now clashing. They should be kept logically different, and religious freedom is incredibly important by itself.
You open the book by making the statement that everyone today is an apologist. Can you tease out that idea for us?
Well, I said this is the grand age of apologetics. It was actually from a secular essay from a sociological magazine. In other words, in the age of the social media, everyone's in the business of presenting, take Facebook, their daily me. In other words, presenting themselves, explaining themselves, selling themselves, you name it. And in that sense, this is the grand age of apologetics, but that's not in a Christian sense. Sure. The tragedy is we who have apologetics in our DNA have lost what is really the center of it, the art of persuasion. And so that's what my book's about. And of course, in a culture which is not only highly diverse, but increasingly hostile to the Christian faith, if ever we needed persuasion, it's today.
You say that this new, I'll call it digital age, for lack of a better term, presents challenges, and then I think you said something like for simply the greatest opportunity for the Christian witness since the time of Jesus. Can you explain some of the challenges and then why you think it's also such a great opportunity?
Well, you could go. The opportunity is relatively obvious. Christians have been wonderful at seizing in innovative ways all the opportunities presented by their generation. So the early church used the Roman roads and the Greek language, and the gospel spread like wildfire. Or in the 16th century, they used sailing ships. And in the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution, another huge expansion of the missionary movement. So in that sense, take the internet. Nothing is cheaper, more global in its reach, and accessible to everyone than the internet. So it gives us a tremendous lurch forward in terms of opportunities. But then you could pile up the challenges that it also brings. For example, at the time of New England, Skip Stout at Yale reckons that the average person in New England listened to roughly 40,000 hours of Puritan preaching. And there were no other voices, no radio, no television, no whatever. But in the world we're in today, now with the addition of the social media, you could say that everybody's speaking, nobody's listening. So the most precious commodity in our Western world is focused attention. And so it's actually harder. You have to be more arresting, more brilliant, more this, that, the other, in order to get across, which often, dilutes the gospel.
So you set in the book, you set this context of digital age and the kind of the apologetics of me, so to speak, and you arrive at this conclusion that we Christians have lost the art of persuasion. Can you, I guess, maybe first just define persuasion as you define it, and then tell me how we lost it?
Well, by persuasion, I mean the capacity to communicate to people who don't share or even indifferent or hostile to what we believe, and to communicate to them effectively so that they see the point of what we're saying. Mm-hmm. In other words, speaking to people whose minds and hearts are closed. And that is the deepest problem of apologetics, and they're not very good at it. Now, you could put the problem much more broadly. When people are open, you preach the gospel, evangelism. But America has never suffered from such a rejection of evangelism, especially among your generation. I was actually hearing just an hour ago denominational leaders say, evangelism is out today. The culture's not interested in it. We're interested in, quote, missional discipleship. And the person who was telling this said, what's that? And he wasn't able to say, well, what on earth is missional discipleship, if not what used to be called evangelism? But evangelism is unpopular. Well, evangelism is fine when people are open, but when people are closed, you need apologetics, and that's what my book's about.
Okay, so, I mean, if we've lost the art of persuasion, how do we get it back?
Well, we have to go back to seeing that challenge, that problem, is actually there at the heart of Scripture. And so we need to learn, both the theology and the examples of how to do it in a better way. Starting with the fact we need to reject all formulae and recipe and 1, 2, 3, 4 approaches. Our Lord never spoke to two people the same way, and nor should we.
That was Oz Guinness. Make sure to check out his website, ozguinness.com. Listening to Low Lays the Devil. That's he's sneaky. It's by the Veils. All right, it's time for our very highly anticipated game debut.
That's right.
Jesse, why don't you fill everybody in on the context of what this is going to be?
Yeah, so a lot of people may have, this is a timely show. You learn about current events here. Right. Obviously, accurately learn about current events. And this week, I saw that Yahoo sold for nearly $5 billion.
$4.8 billion.
Yeah. And it got me thinking, I don't even know what Yahoo does, much less what they do that's worth $5 billion. I know they used to have like email addresses. I know yahoo.com exists, but I don't know what they do. And there's a lot of businesses that are either on the technical side of things or that were from that early .com era or just really random things that the internet era has exposed. So I wanted to play a game where I tell actual real businesses, either .com or tech, and you have to tell me if it's actually real or if it's a terrible idea that Tom Haverford pitched on Parks and Recreation. Trust me, it's harder than you think.
All right. That is a great premise. Tech companies buy up the little guys all the time. So Verizon buying Yahoo was just kind of the end of an era of that GeoCities, Yahoo, AOL. Verizon also owns AOL. So Verizon's just going and...
Which I don't even know what they do. I know they sent the CDs in the mail at a time, but at the time I didn't even know.
3 hours.
For people listening that maybe think we don't know, I mean, Yahoo, AOL, they are just content companies that are producing content that attracts a lot of readers, and then they're ad supported. So it's the audience base and the ad revenue that Verizon is trying to acquire because they want to become a content leader in the digital space. That's what they do.
What's amazing to me, though, is that the CEO, I don't remember her name, she apparently was brought on from Google. She was going to make all these changes for Yahoo, and she didn't. She failed, but she's still going to make $5 million in this buyout. She just as a little bonus for failing.
Thank you. What's interesting is Yahoo at one point was valuated by the market at $120 billion, and they sold for 4.8. So
that's that.
There you go. Yeah. So we're going to play Eddie versus Joy, and it's time for the debut of
Shark Tank Rejects.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Okay, so I'm just going to basically read the premise and the name of this business. You tell me, is it Tom Haverford or a real one? Joy, why don't you go first? Okay.
I'm keeping score.
Okay, Joy. Contact lenses that display text messages.
Tom Haverford.
Contact lenses that display text messages.
Oh, there you go.
Very
similar to Google Glass, but he brought it into the contacts.
I was going to say, that one doesn't seem that far-fetched. That seems plausible.
Right into your eyeball. I'm ready.
All right, Eddie.
Actually, we know Samsung is developing this contact lens.
Yeah, that was a...
It was a real slice about 2-3 months ago.
Good for Tom.
All right, Eddie.
I'm listening.
Meat water. Meat-flavored water with protein.
I'll go...
you should see their job listings.
Yeah, I would imagine Tom Haverford.
I'm sorry, meat water was a real thing.
Wow.
No.
That's crazy.
All right, Joy. How
so these are just startups that have at some point gone away. These were real companies that made real products.
Yeah, true. I looked at that one. The water, the label said void on it. You're void of protein, so you need to drink it in liquid form.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Joy. How about this one? WhereTheLadies.at, an app that tells you where the closest lady's at. What'd you say?
Tom.
No, that was real, and it actually used Foursquare check-ins. Super creepy, but that was real.
Wow. Hey, have you heard the whole Pokemon Go situation of geocaching, geolocation has brought back a renewed interest in Foursquare? Because that was their thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
And apparently there's a lot of investor interest in trying to get Foursquare back up.
But by the way, Cameron, are you keeping a score here?
I am. It's 1-0 Joy right now, but Eddie has to go with his second one.
Okay. All right, Eddie. Homes constructed inside of private jets for investors who want to buy a Gulfstream G4 jet, take the wheels off, but turn it into an apartment building.
Oh, that's I'm going to go real company.
You buy a Gulfstream G4 jet. Already interested. Take the wheels off. Get them off of there. Turn the jet into an apartment building. People could live inside their own private jet.
I love it. Man, this is an impossible game. You're doing a great
Joy.
job.
All right, Joy. Snail mail, an escargot delivery service.
Real.
Confidence.
My escargot delivery service, snail mail. So, you want to partner up and make history?
Awesome. They were back to back, weren't they?
All right, Eddie, how about this one?
Okay, I'm ready.
A credit card called the Kardashian card, except card is spelled with a K, like Kardashian.
It gotta be real. I mean, they have emojis. They have everything.
That is real, and it was actually pretty controversial because it targeted kids that shouldn't be having credit cards, and they took it off
like
the
that
market.
Montel Jordan card.
Yeah, this is like end times.
Montel Williams.
Yeah.
The Montel Williams card. It's like that. Yeah. Montel Jordan is his called "This Is How We Buy It."
Nailed it. Really?
All right, Joy. A super high-end European clothing dealer called Boo.com that costs $250,000 a day to run.
To run.
True.
That is real. It was one of the early .com busts.
Wow.
Boo.com.
I remember Boo.com.
Yeah, they used a tremendous amount of venture capital in a very short amount of time, and got no return for their investors. Eddie,
ready?
LASIK for your fingernails, so you only need to cut them once.
Oh, that's got to be Tom Haverford.
LASIK for fingernails. Cut your fingernails once, you never have to cut them again. Oh.
Just because it's totally impossible. That's a great idea.
All right, Joy. A self-service kiosk that actually scans customers' faces and will tell them what they want to eat. It's called the Next Generation Meal Planning Solution.
Tom.
That's a real one, and it was developed by Intel and Kraft Foods, and it was a huge bust.
Wow.
I don't even understand
Somebody
how
gave
it can tell.
years of their life to that project.
Yeah.
Listen, but somebody also drove down to Kentucky to get a whole bunch of bottles. I mean, people put their.
I know.
Someone has this crazy manatee breeding scheme, and they don't even know how to tell the genders of these beasts. Eddie, talking tissues. A tissue box that says inspirational messages every time you grab one.
Oh, that feels real.
Talking tissue. Anytime you pull one out, you get a little message to hype you up. Well, that nose, player. Someone's got the snippy. Tell your mama you love her. Step up your vitamin C game, bro.
All right, Joy. H2 Flow. It's an app for your teeth.
That's it?
H2 Flow, an app for your teeth.
I don't even get what that is. For your teeth?
H2 Flow, an app for your teeth.
I'm going to say Tom.
Think of H2 Flow as an app for your teeth. The more flow you take in, the more sparkle points you get. Get enough sparkle points, and you're on your way to your first Aqua Badge. Collect enough Aqua Badges, and we'll welcome you to the H2 Flow Platinum Club.
That sounds like Pokemon a little bit.
It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It's Pokemon for your teeth. All right, Eddie. Webvan, an internet-based grocery delivery service. It's groceries in a van.
Oh, I'll go real. It seems close to like Amazon Prime, right?
It is real, and it was like a precursor to Amazon, and it did not work at all.
Wow.
All right, so what's the score
right now? We are tied 3-3.
Wow, Joy, good luck.
Okay, so we're coming into the final couple questions here. I have 3 more, so we're going to go, I will each get one, and then we'll go a lightning round, okay?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, so Joy, white fur earmuffs for men.
Tom.
White fur earmuffs for men.
Awesome. Great one.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, this is win or lose right here.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Okay?
No, it's tie or lose.
Oh, yeah, tie
Ooh,
or lose right here.
Pressure.
I'm not feeling any pressure.
A scented phone that smells good.
Scented phone that smells good. Oh, this is really hard. I'm going to go Tom.
This is when you start playing the Jaws music.
I'm going to go Tom.
Invent a phone that smells good.
Well, all right, let's do 2 more. Let's do Joy and Eddie. If this doesn't break it, we'll do a final one. Okay.
9 more.
Okay, Joy. The stall stopper. It's a clip that says occupied that prevents stall doors opening in public restrooms.
Real.
That is real.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, Eddie. This is a product called Sparkle Studs, and it's a laundry detergent that has glitter in it so you can dress loud.
I'm going to go Tom.
That is Tom. All right, so this is the final. We're going to end in a tie here, I have a feeling, because this one, I don't know how you could get this wrong. Joy, this is for all the marbles. This is win or lose right here. This is sudden death. If you get it right, you win. If you lose, you lose.
This is like the last round on Family Feud or Wheel of Fortune, where it's just you in the spotlight. You and the host.
Oh man, now my confidence goes out the window. Okay, here we go.
Didn't me. Come on.
This is butter that sparkles with glitter, and it's called Disco Dairy. Spread the party.
Oh, goodness. Tom.
Your instincts.
You are correct. That is Tom.
Joy, taken away. These were unbelievable, Jesse.
She finished with 4 straight correct answers.
It reminds me
that is very impressive, Joy.
It reminds me
Thank
once
you.
again that Parks and Rec may have been one of the better shows ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Totally
was a
agree.
funny show.
It's true.
Totally
And it
agree.
got better in time.
It did.
Re-
Oh, first season.
the first
don't even
season
watch
was
it.
pretty rough.
Don't watch it.
It's like the first season of Seinfeld. Just
Once they got
figuring
the
it out.
cast locked in,
Yeah,
and they
once-
brought in Adam Scott,
Right.
Yeah.
it was great. It was so funny, it made Louis C.K. seem unfunny. Like, his character arc wasn't even that funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Compared to how
true.
funny the show
I
was.
forgot
That was
about
a
that
great
character arc. All right, well, that'll do it for the debut of
Shark Tank Rejects.
All right, stay tuned. Up next, feedback.
Until then, I live every day like if I hit the brakes and I'll crash. If I met my girl 1 year earlier, would she wait for me to come back? I told her I was in love with her, I just needed space, I was stressed. I needed space from a desk. Went from school to work, got burnt out trying to find success. If I risk it all, it might kill me. Ask God if he can hear me. Just promise me you'll stay with me. I got a long way, I'm on empty, I'm on O. I thought by now I would have been fine. All my yesterdays seem like better days when nobody else is around. Yeah. They say they are rich. I don't believe, but I hold you down forever. And I find you if you let it. And it doesn't get much better if you never show no effort.
You're listening to Kumbaya by Social Club Misfits. Those guys are in the newest show, Relevant. You should check it out. Great story, great album. Kumbaya. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Now, before we do feedback, we always take a moment for potential corrections and apologies. We do that. We call it the Jamal Bryant corrections and apologies moment. Do we have any from last week's show?
Oh, I've never apologized on this show.
All right. Okay, well, it's time for your feedback. Since I wasn't part of it, Jesse, do you want to give context of what last week's editorial question of the week was?
Yeah, so we talked about how Bubba Watson invented a golf hovercraft or rocket pack to eliminate golf carts. So we got to thinking, with the Olympics coming up, how would you introduce an element to any sport to vastly improve it?
I'll tell you this much. The only way I'm going to play golf is if there's rocket packs involved.
Thank
so
you.
Thank
you. That was my point. And you can just eliminate the golf element at that point.
Yeah,
I can just zoom around the course in the rocket pack.
Yeah, just clear out a bunch of trees that
It's
I can
perfect.
go fly around a course. So I don't need to play golf.
You can go hundreds of feet.
It's called a rocket pack course at that
Exactly.
point.
You eliminated the golf there. Just let it go overgrown. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Just keep the trees cleared.
Yeah.
That's all we need. You guys went over to the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com, posted your replies there. You also hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. Here are a few of our favorites.
On the same topic of golf, I loved this. Austin said timed pars in golf instead of that stroke nonsense. So players would tee off at the same time and then just start sprinting.
I like
So
that a lot.
like there's a speed element. So who the first one to get the ball in the hole wins that hole.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
I was imagining that they're all hitting their own balls. So there's just like people are yelling for left and right and
Yeah, I mean, so you're
chaos.
introducing a very like a safety hazard into the game, which I like, because you could be hit with someone's golf ball at all times because they don't even have time to look.
Well, now
where
you're
they're
going to have to wear body armor and helmets.
Oh, no.
Could you hit someone else's ball to sabotage them, like hit theirs into the
If
woods
you
or
got to
something
their
like that?
ball before they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you do that, they can hit you with their club.
It is complete prison.
They can assault you.
It is
at that
prison
point.
rules golf.
Yeah, I love it.
But the idea of two people teeing off, I'm not saying every player. I'm saying it's you versus one other person.
Yeah.
You're teeing off at the same time. First one to get their ball in the hole wins the hole.
Right.
That is a fun game.
Yeah, I would love watching that.
I would love playing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's rocket packs involved.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Then you get to eliminating the annoying like athleticism. Like I don't want to go out there and sweat. I just want to go
Question.
out there and knock a ball around and ride a rocket.
If
pack.
I paid my greens fees to participate on this golf course, could me and my friend play this game instead? Like, can two people tee off? I mean, like,
I think you could do various combinations of how many people are playing it. I think there's a minimum of 2 people, but up to like 20 at teeing off at the same time. I don't even think you need to put a ceiling on the thing in terms of how many people are out on the fairway hitting golf balls at each other.
Jimmy Barrows destroyed me. I think it was so funny.
That is a good one.
He was talking about the Olympics and how the Olympics are coming up. Yeah. Jesse, I just don't want to get into it now. It is clearly the best sporting event.
If you like spending hours watching people throw a heavy ball,
thank you.
Lots of drugs, lots of vaccines, non-working toilets.
So
it's an awesome environment.
The Olympics are the best. That's the truth of the matter. Jesse, we'll just do this next week. So Jimmy writes, so here's an idea. In every Olympic event, have one average man or woman compete alongside the athletes so that viewers can see how unbelievably talented even the worst Olympians.
Context.
I think that would be
context.
I like that.
I will say that
every race has one
that would
average guy.
absolutely get higher ratings than they do
It would
now.
be the funniest. It would also be the funniest thing in the world, especially if it's. I mean, part of it is I just want to see like a real regular dad out there.
No, but can I introduce one more element to this too?
Yeah,
because this is like the international games, right? So each nation like has like a draft of the average Joes and Janes out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like people are volunteering. Like if you are selected by your nation's government, you don't have a choice. You have to go out there, even if you've never been on those high bars swinging around before.
Do they get the 90 days to become experts?
No, they just found out this week. They're on the plane tomorrow.
Okay.
And they're on the plane and they know they're going to be pole vaulting in front of the world in the morning.
They don't even have the right clothes. They're up there in a pair of khaki shorts and a golf shirt.
They're just like Joy's husband.
Just hanging from the bars, trying their darndest to do a presidential fitness
They're
test
on that
pull-up.
little balance beam just dancing. Just dancing.
Yeah.
They don't know if the moves they're doing are good.
They're snapping. They've got they've
You know what would be interesting is like rhythmic gymnastics, because like athletically, I mean, they're still at a disadvantage, but like they're just out there with passion at that point. Like a foot race isn't that entertaining. I mean, they're just, the camera pans back and they're still running. But something that involves like a dance element, like ice skating or something, like figure skating, that's what I'm tuning in.
But what about the sports of like wrestling where it's mano a mano? You're going to get hurt.
But
but then you're wrestling an
when they bring
average
in
dude from like, Germany or something.
Oh, it's average versus
just
average?
basically, and it just devolves into a slap fight, and you see how
Yeah,
hard
because
it is.
you see what a zero technique does in hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And then you watch the real thing. Because right now, when you watch a runners run, like they're fast, but you don't have a sense of how fast it is.
Fast, right.
I want to see the best high school track athlete in America get blown away.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And then I also want to see in the second heat, just, one of us.
Yeah.
But again, I think you're really missing it. I want to see a guy who can't even lift that big heavy ball, what the shot put, and have to lift it over his head and throw it, or else he's put in prison.
And it
by his
literally
country.
just drops on
If
his
you
foot.
reject it or you don't do it like in a way that's sufficient, your nation puts you in jail. Like there is no choice.
You go to interstate
You're getting
felony
on those
jail.
uneven bars.
You're
trying to flip.
Yeah.
I love the element of if it is like Hunger Games, and if you want to attend any Olympic event, you have to come to that event with the tools that you might need. So you might need ice skates. Everybody has to bring that. That's like your entrance fee.
It's the Price is Right situation. The studio audience might get called out to participate.
That's it. That's perfect.
That's it.
You know the risk going in.
Yeah.
The odds are the odds are slim.
You
but
want to
could
see
be
Team
running.
USA basketball play a game. If you want to, there's a chance you might get drafted into the competition.
Yeah, just think, it's already exciting enough to watch Olympians, but if there's just that small chance that your name is about to get pulled out of a fishbowl, just think of the heightened endorphins.
yeah, and they're like, and now coming to us from the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson. And at small forward, looks like this guy's name's Frank. Frank, come on. Frank's already limping. He hurt himself on walking down those big stairs, but come on out, Frank.
Come on.
I get nervous at that Monsters Inc. Show where like they interact with the crowd. They put the spotlight on you and put you on the screen. I'm just here to watch a show. I don't want to be part of the show. I am on edge the entire time.
Yeah.
I would not enjoy the Olympics knowing that I might have to get called out there and perform in front of the world.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't attend. But watching it at home, it would be the greatest sporting event, even greater than it is now.
This would so dramatically improve, especially if you put like I said, some sort of like legal penalty against the people who weren't trying, and that's totally subjective by Olympic judges, and they are harsh.
There's a lot more, so if you want to chime in or check them out, hit up the episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Oh yeah, well, earlier in the show, we learned from Pastor Jamal Bryant what not to say when interviewing an open marriage couple on your show.
Which that they were on the show talking about that in the first place. I think that may have been the cardinal problem there.
And I think the main thing is after they explain it, don't start the next question with, that's amazing.
Yeah. Incredible story.
So,
really relate to that.
It got us thinking about times that we've all done or said something in public, put our foot in our mouths, and it just have, lived to regret it. We want to know your worst public foot and mouth story.
Now, all of us here have done some measure of public displays of foot and mouth. I mean, we had to have.
That's why we edit the podcast.
But we had to have. So are we sharing now or will we wait till next week?
I want to hear yours
I
right now.
I want to know yours right now.
I've had many foot and mouth experiences. I would say one of the ones that I'm reminded of pretty frequently was I was up there announcing some sort of like fundraiser thing we were doing for the church.
Did you call it a fundraiser by accident?
I did not, or a fundraiser. That's another. But it was from a barbecue place that's in town here, Four Rivers.
Did you go off on a vegan rant?
I did not. I was not vegan at the time, but I did say like, oh, Four Rivers is so good. I just want like John Rivers, who's the guy that owns it and is sitting right in front of me. I just want him to like pour barbecue sauce all over me. And it just turned like vaguely foodly sexual. And all of a sudden,
it's overtly.
And I just stopped and I just was like, it was like a just fall on the sword right there.
Nobody's laughing in the room.
I'm so sorry. I don't even like Four Rivers.
There's a slight gasp in the back row.
Especially not like you're implying I do with rubbing barbecue sauce in my body.
I was like, John, I'm so sorry. And the pastor is over on the side, like crying.
That's the George Costanza rubbing oil all over his bald head. Remember?
Yeah, it was a real like, why on earth? Hold on, why am I saying that? Who's saying that? Why did you say? Yeah, that's a pretty common occurrence.
How big was the audience?
Oh, I mean, there were 800 people.
There you go.
So it was enough to get like everything got quiet. You realize it's gone south. Then you apologize. Then they're laughing at you. Then
did you mark down on your books things not to say in public? Did you mark down rubbing liquids on my body?
Yeah. I had to
pointing to someone in the audience and telling them how much you would like them to rub a liquid on your body.
Yeah. Good enough. Yeah. And then
I took a speaking class and they told me, project loudly, make eye contact, do not point at someone, say their name loudly that's sitting in the audience and tell them how much you'd like to rub oils and sauces on your body. Like those were 1, 2, 3.
The pastor came up to speak like 5 minutes later and was still like, wiping tears from his eyes and like blowing his nose because he had been just weeping, crying out of just pure embarrassment and joy. So that was one of mine. I'm sure I'll have many more next week.
That's amazing.
I can't wait to hear these.
To tell us your stories, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You might have to do the 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5 tweets, or you can just post your stories on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com.
Can't wait to hear those.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes, sir.
Many thanks to our guest this week, Oz Guinness. Make sure to check him out on Twitter, ironically, at Oz Guinness. And you can find more of his writings and work at ozguinness.com. Thanks also to the show's sponsor, the Israel Tourism Board. Go to israel.travel and discover the side of Israel you've never seen. I honestly,
it really would be every side.
Every Christian needs to go to Israel. I really believe that. It's going to impact your faith and bring the Bible alive in unexpected ways. This week, our September issue of the magazine went to the printer. It's an exciting issue.
September?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it takes a month to print.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's just that we're even... It kind of feels like early summer still. We're kind of done.
Yeah, no, we're at the end of summer. Lollapalooza is our bookend.
I know, yeah.
Anyway, the September issue of Relevant is going to the printer. It'll come out in a few weeks. It's a fantastic issue. I'm not going to give away who's on it. You're going to like it. There's some really powerful content and
you send
really
me a text and
cool.
tell me later?
I will.
Are you on a light phone? Because if so,
good one, Jesse.
Subscribe now at relevantmagazine.com. You'll get the new issue when it comes out. It's only like $1 a month, and you'll be supporting the show. And we think you'll like the magazine. So
we're certain. I'm certain. You can say we think because you got to be humble. It's amazing.
Thank you. All right. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Kaufholz.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Joy Gertrude.
We'll see you next week.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Thanks for listening to The Relevant Podcast. Connect with us on Twitter @RelevantPodcast and get bonus material from this episode and more at the podcast section on relevantmagazine.com. And don't forget to check the magazine out. It's available on newsstands and at the iTunes App Store, or you can subscribe online at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I begged and pleaded with her day after day, but she packed my suitcase and sent me on my way. She gave me a kiss and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on and said I might as well kick it. First class, yo, this is bad. Drinking orange juice out of a champagne glass. Is this what the people of Bel Air living like? This might be alright. But wait, I hear the prissy bourgeois and all that. Is this the type of place that they just send this cool cat? I don't think so. I see when I get there. I hope they're prepared for the Prince of Bel Air.
Someone has this crazy manatee breeding scheme, and they don't even know how to tell the genders of these beasts.